I'm joined by South African photographer Dillon Marsh to speak about his fascinating new photo series called For What It's Worth. Thank you for joining us, Dillon.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
So won't you just explain to us what's the concept of this photo series?
Well, basically, it's I wanted to quantify the visual layout of a mine. I wanted to see what came out of a mine. Generally, obviously, if it's copper or diamonds or whatever the case may be, whatever's removed from it gets dispersed, gets sold, and you don't get an idea of what the value is of that or what the size is. So the project basically came about when I decided I wanted to visualize what the full quantity was of a history of a mine, what was extracted from it. So that was basically how the project came about.
But how did you go about doing it?
Basically, I traveled to the various mines that I photographed and sort of photographed them in a wide-angle fashion, and then I used CGI. So I've taught myself CGI in the past, or computer graphics, and then I used that knowledge to create a sphere representing the size of, in this case, copper that was removed from the mine. And obviously I had to do quite a bit of history, quite a bit of research into the history of each mine, trying to establish what was actually extracted.
Looking at your photographs, you can't help but get a sense of the socio-economic implications of mining in South Africa. Was that something that you wanted to highlight going in?
Not necessarily. It's obviously a very dominant feature of the current affairs of South Africa, and mining itself has been very important in the economic and historical development of the country. So all those factors do play into it, but I think my main objective was to look at a mine, see what its visual representation was, and then to include within that image the quantity, or an idea of the quantity of material removed, to relate it to the mine itself.
Did you have a favorite mine to photograph?
No, not particularly. I started with the copper mines in the Makwaland, partly because, or predominantly because those were the first commercial mines in South Africa, the copper mines there. And I enjoyed photographing all of them. They're all quite unique. Some are quite deep, some are quite wide, some are just narrow gaps or gashes in the earth. So they're all interesting, I think.
Now, where can we see your work?
I've got most of it on my website. It's a project that's in its early stages. So I started with copper, and the idea is that I'll progress onto the other minerals of South Africa, metals and diamonds and such like. So the beginning stages, or the first few images, can be seen on my website.
Well, we really look forward to seeing how you represent the other minerals like diamonds and...
That's going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure how I'll do that. I have actually photographed some of the mines, but I haven't figured out how to represent the size or the diamond itself. Because with diamonds in particular, you end up with quite a small quite a small volume of diamonds relative to the size of the mine. So it might be quite tricky to represent that. I'll have to figure out.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thank you for joining us today.
That's a pleasure.